So I can potentially, I might cover off some of that, but also cover off some of the very basics, people that are also out there looking to do pole. And one of the things I find is really important is trying to understand the why. Okay, a lot of the time people do this, but may not teach the why. And especially with pole and glaive fighting and war fighting, there's a lot of stuff there where if you understand what's behind it, everything makes a lot more sense, and you can read the tourney field or the battlefield much easier because you know why people are doing things, so you can then adapt to that and kill them all, which is what you want to do. So one of the first things and this is like pole 101, using a pole, is threaten your thrust, okay? Now, you've all heard this, you're all somewhat experienced. However, whilst we say threaten your thrust, a lot of early pole fighters, they might start here, but very quickly that thrust feigns off. And if the camera is where I'm threatening, okay, then the camera, they're not seeing much of my weapon. They're seeing the thrusting tip and not much more. Alright? That's threatening. They can't see much forward-backward motion. They can't see when the thrusts are coming. Doesn't mean all my shots have to be thrust. Doesn't mean everything has to be thrust. Doesn't mean I need to thrust at all. But just the threat of a thrust keeps you sword and shields people in line. Okay? And it gives you something to worry about before you've even started the fight. If I immediately come up to here, okay, now, if it's me doing this, most of you are like, he's just playing tricks. So you're not actually that calm. But if it's a brand new fighter with a pole doing this, that point's no longer a concern at all. And you're just going to come in and kill them, right? Because that pole's already offline, they've given you the fight, right? And it's a really important thing for your new pole fighters to really reinforce that they just need to keep that point online and threaten it more often. Even if they're not killing people. Even if they get to the point where they're like, I don't want to kill people with thrusts because I kill people with thrusts all the time and it's boring. And look, for you guys as pole, sword and shield fighters, it's boring when you keep dying to a thrust. But they should still threaten the thrust. Because if they threaten the thrust, your game means you need to deal with the thrust if it's coming. So that's probably just the first thing to highlight to people. For me, probably the other really big one that I have a lot of success with is a lot of pole fighters get a little confounded in what to do when the sword and shield comes close. Okay, because you're in and you're blocking, and now you're like, how do I get out of here? Alright, so I have a fight, and again, copying from what Elaine said earlier, everything that I do, I've copied from somewhere, I've stolen from somewhere, and just because I do it doesn't mean it's right. Just because I think it doesn't mean it's the only way to do it. If you think things that I do could be done better, feel free to come tell me. If you think you found a hole, maybe don't tell me, just come kill me. And then tell me what you did. I'd much prefer that. I like that. Except in crowds, don't you? But one of the things that I have found that works really well is a basic 5-step combination for a pole fighter, which is closing. It's shots, closing, shots, retreating. And it has people going, what the heck just happened? Can I get a dummy with a shield? So, bring a sword as well, just for looks. So, we start, now one of the other things is, as sword and shield people, okay, when you're coming up against a pole fighter, you want to start out of range, okay? Are you out of range?
Yeah, out of range now.
Now you're out of range.
Never run out.
So, a great deal of the time, I will line up in the tourney field, and I'm like, and then the pole fighter comes up, and I'm like, oh, the shield fighter comes up, and I'm like, okay, so you're dead as soon as layout happens. Okay. The really funny thing is, a lot of sword and shield will then follow me, and it's like, that's on you now. Okay. But the five shots. Okay. So thrust, step, and throw a blow, then a butt spike, then a blow, and then a thrust. Okay? And people are like, what the heck just happened? But also, that combination can be adjusted. So if we've got it here, I'm just going to do the last three. Butt spike, blow, thrust. I'm back where I want to be, and you're like, oh, bugger. Or, I mean, you might have survived everything, but you're back at square one and you've got to now cross all the thresholds. Okay? Milo, in his class, talked about range and the range differentials. I tend to refer to 5 ranges. Okay? Close is 1. Then your sword range, like your comfortable sword range, is 2. Your extreme range, and mine, this is pretty comfortable, 3. 4, out of your range, this is where I want to be, okay? But then, out here, this is 5, this is my comfortable range. This is, I'm not necessarily killing you from here, but with a step, you're very dead. Right? And it doesn't need to be a lot of a step to suddenly bring me into that kill. Right? But the reason for the 5 is I also convert those 5 to on a war field, an area of control. And if you think about, so a lot of people are really good with a close-in shield ball. Right? So close-in shield ball, all your shields, everyone's shields are up together, okay? Your ability as a shield ball to defend is really good. Your ability to adapt as a shield ball is actually quite poor, because everyone is right close together and tripping on each other's feet. More often, if you've done any military, an open formation, right, tends to work better as a good shield ball. Right? And that's where there's half a shield of space between that shield and this shield. You are both responsible for that space. So if arrows are coming, you've got to block those as well as block around you. But what that space really does well when you've got poles is that allows your pole to step through, advance, kill, and then as the enemy suddenly go, hey, that pole's on his own, I want to kill that guy.
Somebody run down Hanbal.
And 3 people come at me, I step back and my friends are here to deal with that, and I'm still able to do a lot of work. Okay? But that open formation gives you a great deal more flexibility. So just the next time you're doing war practice or you're on a war field, don't necessarily fully close up, especially if you've got lots of poles. Talk to your poles. Should we be in an open formation? And then just open it up a bit, because those poles suddenly become a lot more effective. Alright? Any questions on the 5 shots or the...
I think you're the first person who's ever talked about a combo for a polearm. Can you just run through that again?
Sure. Yeah.
That, I don't think anyone just said here, like, I think we all have a basic combo for sword and shield. No one just said, here is a basic combo for a polearm.
Yeah. So
the open place.
So it's thrust.
Thrust, yeah.
Okay. Then it's a blow. So for me, often it's that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because that's an inconvenient spot, but it could just as easily be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm in close, butt spike, and again that butt spike could also be, lower if I want. It could be higher. Right? But it's like everywhere I go, I'm annoying you, and you're not having fun at any range. Right? Then I'm throwing another blow, and then I'm stepping back out. Right? And he's like, and if I'm doing that, a lot of the time I'm as you attempt to close on me, because you're like, I want to get past the tip, because that's the safe part.
Yeah.
And then you get closer, and there's blows coming in, and then you get closer, and there's a butt spike, and you're like, I don't want to be here. I'm leaving. There's still blows coming. Right? And then you start back to the start, and you're like,
Why go back now?
why am I here at all? I don't want to.
I'm out of range again. What happened?
But what year is it? Yeah, but that's an easy, simple 5-shot combo that any pole fighter or even a two-hander, right, can do with their weapon tool.
And in particular, that butt spike with the body is
Yeah, and because it's got that same blow, the same as when you do your 5-shot combos. A pole is doing those shots, and you're like, things are coming in everywhere, and it doesn't matter where my shield and sword and shield are. I'm still feeling, you can block all of those shots, right? And you still come away going a little rattled, going, what just happened? And I need to rethink how I'm approaching this pole fight. So that stuff really important. Okay. Probably the other thing does that help?
Oh, that's
Run that through.
yeah. I'm curious now. You pick the leg.
Yep.
Then you want to add some reason, like I go for this, not that, for a reason. Like,
Well, the leg. So generally, it's a matter of I've thrown a thrust.
Yeah.
Most often, if I've thrown a thrust, his shield has blocked it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, if I'm throwing a thrust, it's ended up like that.
Yeah.
His shield is well across his body. So throwing there, right? It's an open shot, and
he's probably going to try and block that. He's going to
if
drop his
he
shield
blocks,
down.
and he's probably going to try and block it, which
Yeah.
means I'm then coming in from
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
which is then hard to block. Right? And then it's like, cool, well, I'm now going to leave. Let's throw that.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm back out here.
One more, just in case he's
One more, just to make sure he's not following me.
Yeah.
Okay.
to make space too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Also, it's the same shot versus us.
Yeah.
So if you decide thrust, well, I'm going to try and come in again, then you just go, just going to do that again.
yeah. And like you can do that, and then he immediately follows. I go back into another blow, another butt spike, another blow, and I can just keep, because I know that I can just keep throwing those shots. It's just a matter of where. I know what I'm throwing. The other thing that I would highlight, so it's a thing that I highlight to a lot of pole fighters, which is, so as a sword and shield fighter, for the most part, once your sword is past your enemy's center line, so front, back, once you're past their head or their body, okay, for the most part, you can't throw another good shot without resetting, correct? For the most part.
Yeah.
Because of that, and because that's how we fight, there is a psychological weakness to your defense, which is that once a weapon has gone past your head, you generally are less worried about it. Okay? You're not, it's gone past you. So normally, sword and shield, they need to reset before they can kill me. Because a single-handed sword, 3 inches of movement, you can't really get enough to, especially on a head. Okay? Face plates, nice like a shot on the face plate, great. Okay? But a pole, we're a lever. And our power generation is very different. And what we need to generate that power is very different. So, take your defense. Okay? So, if I get in here, okay, you're like, that's behind you. I mean, it's also, if I'm doing that, that's really annoying the heck out of you throwing shots because you can't do much with because I'm impacting his arm, right? His weapon arm. He can flail at me, but it's not going to really do much, okay? So at this point, I'm sort of controlling the fight. a lot of the time, the only real way to get out of this is you're going to have to pull your arm out. As soon as you're releasing that tension, right, whack. Right? I only need 3 or 4 inches.
That shot is actually the shot that gets still excessive when it's thrown in the past. In most, like the most times it's
Yep.
excessive.
Yeah.
So that shot doesn't need a lot of room.
It doesn't need a lot of, it can be overpowered, okay? A lot of the time, you don't even need to lever it, it's simply pull, or just a twist.
Yep.
Right? And again, kill.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable with myself.
Yeah. Right? The other thing that's really useful for pole fighters is again, put it right on top there.
Yeah.
And again, oh, well, you can't use your sword if you can't use your sword.
Yeah, so I've been trying to get that down. Yeah.
No, so
It's very good at just crushing through their guard in some
yeah,
areas, yeah.
and a lot of the time, if that's what's happening, this is where you need to be, physically moving.
Yep.
Like, and if you're in this position, you know that back blade is not very far from your head, so you need to change the situation quickly.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, shield, like if you turn this way, but if you step, rather than just moving the shield that way, step that way.
Yeah.
If you step this way, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But bear in mind, now I'm behind you, and
Not so good.
no, so it's where you need to be really careful about how you deal with that. And if you've got pole weapon fighters in your group, do some slow work through with them.
When he did that step, he stepped with his left foot.
Yep.
Would you actually advise stepping through with the sword foot, or was that the correct?
Yeah, I'd be stepping with the right foot. So I would be stepping around,
Yeah.
right? Because we're here,
Sort there.
yeah, so we're here, and step right foot, lead, go with your lead foot, right? You're still more controlling,
Yeah, like just balance.
right? And you can still throw a shot from there. That, or potentially just around the front, straight into my face, right? Or but you can twist, yeah. You can twist, bring back a line. I'm slightly offline, so there's options.
Maybe a little merry-go-round.
Correct. Right? But I like to mess with most people's opinion of pole fighters is the pole fighter wants to stay back and do his fighting, do their fighting from distance. And then most sword and shield want to be here. So for me, I will try and fight here or here.
Yeah, right.
Right? And here, like I'm now, that's my shield.
Or if you turn that way, so
Yeah, like that's now my shield. He might think it's his shield. He's brought it out to the field for me, and I thank him for it. Okay, and from here, I can just let that end go and whack back of the head. Levering off your shield.
yeah.
And as a pole user, some children just let you do that.
But the whole thing is with me doing this, you throw a shot, I spin, my weapon is blocking the shot, your shield is blocking a lot of the shot, and I'm pulling your shield away, which isn't convenient for you.
No, I'm just saying, like, pull towards if you don't catch that balance, then
Yeah.
you won't get down.
No. So, that's why I like to play up close. Do I have any questions?
What's the counter to that?
The counter to me getting there?
Like when you've got my shield or...
Yeah, like with the shield, but it's like sort of hooked up.
A lot of the counter I think is don't let me get that close. Yeah. Use all of the other techniques that you get taught along the way to stop me getting right here.
Like a hanging guard.
Yeah. Hanging guard.
But not like
The other thing.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
a hanging guard here.
Yep. We'll stop that shot.
Yeah. And from there, Elaine's us.
Yeah. The other thing to bear in mind, a pole fighter, if shield protecting me. Alright? If I turn, that shield is there as a protection. If I go like this, that shield is only protecting a very narrow strip of me. So I want to do this rarely, and if I'm doing it, I really want to make it land. If it doesn't, but when I'm in behind where he is, so I've got him here, I can now do this because I've gained a shield. Him. Right, thanks for the shield. Wow.
Another really another really cheeky option is if you've got a strap, if you've got straps and a cord. Just wait.
Oh, yeah.
And what then it's strap.
This bit is all available to be grabbed if your hands are out. So good luck with that, though.
It's one of those ones that you'll want.
Solid.
I think it's similar to what you're talking about with getting that back blade. I know I had one question from someone where they referenced the kill you got in the Crown a few years ago. You came up third. I can't remember who you're fighting. But you threw a shot and you stepped deep, and as they pirouetted, you backbladed and exited.
So I've come through this way.
Yeah, and then you've done it and exited as you hit them, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like throwing a back blade like that.
Yeah.
And come out.
Yeah. How did you do that without opening yourself up? I know it's a long time ago, so but
Get up, move faster.
okay.
Like, it really, a lot of it comes down to moving faster than the enemy's expecting. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Moving faster than my enemy's expecting, moving to places my enemy's not expecting me to go.
Cool.
Alright. And yeah, my entire fighting style for the most part is, it's an assault. Alright. I am really wanting to be fast and just kill you quickly. Because my advantage is range and the fact that I'm using a lever.
Yeah.
Your advantage is you've got better defense and better capabilities once you're close. So I just want to assault you and kill you and get that done before you get a chance to do your thing. And if I don't succeed, then I want to quickly get back out to where I was, so then you have to start all over again. Because there's also a psychology to it of, okay, you've closed on me 3 times, and all 3 times we've gotten in close, I've thrown more shots at you than you've thrown at me, and we've ended up separated. You are feeling a bit down by now, because you're like, what? Closing doesn't seem to help. Whereas for me, I'm like, alright, well I didn't get any of those in, but I'm still alive, and I'm still at range. I'm back where I want to be. Come across my threshold. And let's see how we go the 4th time.
Cool.
Does that help?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, so you've always got that psychological aspect too
Oh.
that you can, yeah.
I'm a war fighter, alright? Tournament's just a one-on-one war. It's also the one time I'm allowed to hit you in the back of the head legally. If you badly maneuver and get behind you, I'm allowed to hit you in the back of the head because we're engaged the whole time.
Yeah.
So don't do that. As in, don't let me be there. Any questions, thoughts, anything else that I might know that you'd like to know? Well, you've got me. 42. So realistically, I do this for the fun. I've been doing this for 31 years, and it's just for the finding the fun. Finding the absolute joy in the crazy fun fight. That fight with you earlier when we were doing the columns, and you did your little spin and just got away with it. And you got away with it, and was on. And that shot you landed was beautiful. Alright? That's one of the highlights for me of this whole weekend. That fight.
Thanks.
Okay?
That spinning shot is actually one of the ways that the British military used to soldiers to deal with a spear.
Yeah.
Like that spin would be easier option.
I do spins. I've actively done spins in fights, and when you get away with it, and especially when you get away with it and win, it's hilariously funny. Just be aware, when you do a spin and it goes wrong, really often goes wrong, really bad.
My ego can only take so much. I'll do it once this weekend, and that was it.
It worked.
Now
Hold
you
on.
do it in the finals.
But yeah, realistically, guys, what we do is about fun. Okay, the more people doing it, the more people we get to play with, so the more fun we can have. So if you can spend 5 minutes helping someone get onto the field, right, it's worth doing. If there's a tournament, right, one of the best things that we can all do is be there on time, ready to start at the advertised time. Okay? If there's a war, be there at the start time, ready to fight, because I'll be there and I'll be waiting for people to fight. Okay? We only get so much time on war fields across Lockhart. We can increase the amount of time we get by more people turning up more often and saying, I want more war. And eventually, we can ask for more time and get more time. But we need people to turn up on time. Really get that. Hello.
Speaking of war,
Yes.
what are some scenarios or approaches in picking up the glaive as a way to actually approach a fight? So say they're reinforcing shield lines.
Oh yeah, okay. So, look, I mean, glaives and poles are a twofold weapon. Right? The first part is, again, psychological. Right? It's, if you're in a shield, if you're fighting, in close combat, and you know there's a bunch of poles, you're suddenly looking at this fight differently, and you're like, oh shit, I need to be more aware of how exposed I am, but also, oh, the guy on my flank, he's really exposed. So, I should tell him, watch out for the poles, watch out for the biggest thing we can do on any of our melees or warfields is communicate. But with picking up a glaive, yeah, pick it up, have fun, have a try. Just remember it has a thrusting tip and it has a blade.
So to BJ's point there, then, so for someone just picking up a spear and they're in war, is the question more around? Where should you be trying to look to be? So if you've got a shield line going on, should you be trying to reinforce them? Should you be flanking? Where's a good place to start?
So my instinctual position, if this is the shieldsman that I've got to work with, okay, for him, he's right-handed, so this area is a strong area for him to attack. So, immediately for me, I will put myself on his left, and I'll tell him, I'm on your left. He now knows he's got a pole covering all this area. And the other thing that I'll potentially do is, if the people are keeping quite spaced back, I might be just a small step forward. And I'm just going to tell him, give him instructions. Small step forward, he takes a small step forward. Because what I'm actually wanting is to get here and throw that shot. Because I'm looking, not just at these people here, I'm threatening all these people, but I'm also looking at the person who's diagonal that way, because they don't think I'm a threat. But they're focused on him, and a lot of my gaps can be there. But the biggest thing for a glaive, if you're newish to this, then have a friend here, have another friend here, sword and shield, and just be in this gap. Forward of this, if my shoulders are forward of their shields, I can basically throw 180 shots to cop anyone that's coming. Which can include, if there's a charge this way, that might include throwing shots into the back of heads, as people come in here, back of that head, because we're all engaged and I'm in front of those people as I'm throwing the shot. Alright, they've given me those opportunities. But that's potentially where that pole person can easily make a big difference, because suddenly that area of control is big, the stick is waving around. Even if they're just doing this, everyone is like, oh, I've got to focus on that big stick moving around. That's an extra thing to bear in mind. Alright? Now, you guys decide, yep, we're going to take out that pole. That pole, the basic thing they should be aware of is they've got their shields, people. As soon as they feel threatened and people are coming after them, step back through the ranks. Their shields can help close that down, and now you can throw shots, and you've got this nice circle fight happening. And now it's 3-on-1 rather than 3-on-1. Does that make sense? And that's probably sort of where I'd be putting your early shield, your pole arms, is getting them to pair up. Is most often what we do. You know, depends on how many poles you've got, but if you've got not a lot of poles and a lot of shields, it's like, cool. Every pole, find 2 shields, pair with, team up, form 3-man teams. Alright? And then the pole can be working in the middle, but the pole can also work around the edges. Right? The other thing that is really important is that when you're working those teams, warfields, we have archers. Okay? And work out amongst yourselves, if you're in a 3-person team, that pole is generally the commander, only because they are a step back from the fight more often, so they can see a little bit more, and they should be able to potentially try and control things. But they might be inexperienced. So work out amongst yourselves who's in charge. Alright? If he's in charge, you're like, you guys are going to listen to me. Okay? We'll listen to you. Also, if the opportunity comes up, who can run? Because you might be injured and not really wanting to run. So it's like, cool, guys, I've got a dicky knee. If the need comes to run after archers, which of you can run after archers? Right? And that's like, and it's like, cool. You know, Joe on my left can run after archers. Great. Okay, Joe. If we say, Joe, go, that's you are off after archers, and you don't question it, you just go. Right? And we push onto the flank, we engage the people there, Joe go, and Joe's just running around the outside. He doesn't care about anyone apart from archers now. And he gets in behind and he kills all the archers with flee. Then he comes back and starts killing people from behind, because no one actually went and killed him. So, okay, Joe.
Get on you, Clifford.
Oh, Valentine usually does that. But
Yeah, I didn't specify which Joe it was. Valentine didn't make it in, did he?
we've never seen the two of us at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You sure?
We miss you, Valentine.
Any other questions, any thoughts, any things you want me to expand on?
What do you do if you don't have any say over the shield wall and it's like a tight shield wall?
Yep.
How do you use your mostly stepping down?
For the most part, like so, most often if it's a tight shield wall, it's going to be a road battle or a bridge battle, so it's limited edges. I will most often push myself out and be right on the edge. Okay.
On the edge, like the edge
On the edge.
Yeah.
So I'll generally put myself in the second rank,
Yeah.
right? And I'll be on the edge. Often, like he's square on, I often side on.
Yeah.
Okay? Mainly partly so I can stay on the narrow road or whatever we're on.
Yeah.
But also because I'm selecting limited target for archers. And then from here, I'm still controlling a lot of stuff. I'm able to do lots of thrusting. I can interfere with shots that are coming in against him on this side. And, I can be like, cool. I'm also bracing him, so if people come, if a charge comes,
Cutting off. Yeah.
charge comes, I can brace him. If it looks like we're about to be really heavily hit, the other thing that I will do replace the line of 3 or 4 with my glade.
The new human shield.
Right? And I'm now literally controlling the shield wall. But I can also from here go charge and push them forward.
And let them go.
Yeah. But often it's step, step, step. Clear loud commands, tell people what you want. Order them around. They have fun. You have fun. If they have issues with how you're commanding, they'll tell you. Best to do that after the fight. Come up and say, hey, can you not yell quite as much at me? Or if you're going to yell at me, use my name. Little courtesy.
You ask them to write the name to the back of their head.
That's alright. That's probably sort of the basics of what I've got for you, I think, for today. Unless there's any more questions.
Can we go cycle back to the beginning? You talked about we've always got to threaten that trust, yeah?
Yeah.
And you talked about, and as we all know, Hanbal's doing that. The question is, where's the trust coming from? Can you give us a quick demonstration of here are all the things where I've got a trust, but I'm making you think I don't? Tell us the dirty stuff to watch out.
Okay, so I mean, so yesterday we talked about the teardrop. Okay.
Yeah, yep.
So the teardrop basically allows all of that. So from here, I can teardrop. So you move your sword or your shield or something, and I teardrop and it still comes in. I can also teardrop from out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And yeah, this is all. He can't see this because of his shield. You brought the shield. Thanks. Appreciate it. Alright.
yeah.
So there, I can do that. I can leg him, but leg shots are a bad idea, generally as an opening shot for a pole, because if I'm throwing, this is all my shield, and if I'm throwing a leg, well, you just throw a headshot. Alright? Yeah. And it's a bad exchange. Your leg, I'm dead. I don't like that. Alright? And throwing the leg shot is also going very flat. Remember I was saying we don't want to go really flat too often if we don't have to? So that's that leg shot through. So rather, throwing the blows up here. But again, thrust. That area right there is where I really like to land shots. Okay?
Puts you balance too, like it's
Correct. It's a very, it's like head's good, but just below the head is also that. Yeah, like it stops you, And if you get your shield to it, right? So if that's all just there, it still stops you, right? It stops your advance, which is like, okay, cool. Come on, keep going. Oh no, it's bang. Okay.
Yeah.
So does that sort of help?
Oh, that's a good example. Like
Yeah.
look, don't worry, the thrust is over here, it's not online. Yes, it is. I just have you got any other ones where you're going?
So the other stuff that I might do occasionally nowadays is I might do something like this, and I'll let you come close and throw your first shot. Alright? Now I'm sort of here. I'm like, cool. I can literally just be like, bang.
Yeah, that sort of takes my momentum with me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, cool. Let's take that sword, move that over there, and we'll do. And if that doesn't work, generally that's coming. And if I'm not sure about that butt spike, if I have any doubt that butt spike wasn't good, that headshot's coming. Alright? And occasionally if you see that on the video, it looks really ugly and like I'm being a bully because I threw 2 really nice shots in quick succession, but it's because I wasn't sure. And because with butt spikes, there's so many variables, the amount of power you put into it, but also which bit of armour, how well armoured it is. And how well does that person experience butt spikes?
Twisted it.
Yeah, if you're moving, I'm moving. It's all very, very good. So, yeah, but it's very much a matter of throwing shots from wherever I can. The ones that I've tended to be really good at is throwing like this. So bring your shield across, and I can still land in there.
And that's actually pretty comfortable here. Without that
Yeah.
going around. Yeah.
And that's just that. I'm basically curving the tip around, and I know that there's a spot there. Right? And yet people are like, but I couldn't even, how could you say that? Like, what?
Yeah, just know it's there.
Just know it's there. Right? These are, they appear to be straight lines, but they don't have to follow straight lines to get to tilts.
Never follow lines, so.
Yeah. So, cool. I'll wrap it there.